last class we had seen the reaction of Mrs. Thompson when her husband brought a poor girl Maggie to their house. And finally we noticed that Mr. Thompson or Joe Thompson, he convinced his wife to make that girl to stay there at home for at least for one night, and Mr. Thompson said to his wife, be patient and kind towards the girl. And we will see the rest of the story now. You may please take page number 82. Mrs. Thompson did not reply, but presently turned towards the little chamber where her husband had deposited Maggie, and pushing open the door went quietly in. So when her husband said to be kind and gentle towards the girl, then Mrs. Thompson or Jane Thompson, she did not reply, but instead of that she went inside the chamber where Maggie was. So chamber means the room where Maggie was deposited. And then she opened the door and went quietly inside the room. Joe did not follow. He saw that her state had changed and felt that it would be best to leave her alone. And there, Joe Thompson, he did not follow his wife. Why? Because he noticed that there is a change in character. Earlier she was very much angry, but here she did not say anything, she did not respond anything, and went quietly inside the room. So Joe Thompson, he understood that there is some kind of changes in the behavior of his wife, so he didn't follow, and he thought it is better to leave his wife alone for a moment. So he went to his shop, which stood near the house, and worked until dusky evening released him from labor. So he just went from his house to his shop and he worked there until the dusky evening released him. Dusky evening means the dark evening released him. So until evening he worked very hard. A light shining through the little chamber windows was the first object that attracted Joe's attention on turning towards the house. It was a good omen. So when he turned towards his house from his shop, then he observed that there is a light shining through the little chamber. Little chamber here means where Maggie had deposited, where Maggie is. So from the same chamber, Mr. Thompson, he noticed that there is a light coming. So he thought that it is a good omen. Omen means sign. So he just understood that that is a good sign. At least his wife placed a lamp there. That is the reason light is shining through the window. So Joe Thompson felt that it was something good sign. The path led him by these windows, and when opposite, he could not help pausing to look in. So with curiosity, so he just walked towards the window. The path led him by this window. So the same way he just observed the light or the light shining through the window. So he just made a path to the window and he just waited outside the window. And with curiosity, he looked inside the room. It was now dark enough outside to screen him from observation. Screen him here means prevent him. So he was standing outside and it was very dark outside. So the one who is standing inside the room, they were not able to see anyone standing outside. So here Mr. Thompson, he was standing outside and he was just looking inside the room with curiosity what is going on inside the room. And it was dark enough outside to screen him, means to prevent. Screen him, to prevent means the one who is standing outside, he was not visible to the people, those who are standing inside. Why? It was very dark outside. So the one who is standing inside, he was not able to see the person who is standing outside. So that is why it is said that it was now dark enough outside to screen him from observation. No one could observe that someone was standing outside. Maggie lay, a little raised on the pillow with the lamp shining full upon her face. Miss Thompson was sitting by the bed talking to the child, but her back was towards the window so that her countenance was not seen. So what Mr. Thompson observed from outside, he observed that Maggie lay a little raised on the pillow with a lamp shining full upon face. So she was just laying there and little raised position, and there was a lamp close to her, and Mrs. Thompson also was sitting near to her, and her countenance means the face, the appearance was not visible. Why? Because she was sitting towards, her back was towards the window, and Joe Thompson was standing outside the window, so he could only see the backside of his wife, and he was not able to see the face of his wife. And they were talking. This woman was talking to the child. From Maggie's face, therefore, Joe must read the character of their intercourse. So he was not able to see his wife's face, so he didn't understand what was going on inside the room. But from Maggie's face, he must read what was going on, what was the content of their speech. He saw that her eyes were intently fixed upon his wife, that now and then a few words came as if in answer from her lips, that her expression was sad and tender, but he saw nothing of bitterness or pain. So from the facial expressions of Maggie, he understood that her face was fixed upon his wife, and then few words in an answer to the questions asked by Mrs. Thompson, few words came out from Maggie's mouth and from her lips, that her expression was very sad and tender. Why? Because mother died and the sister and brother, they left her alone, and no one was there to take care of this poor child. Because of that, this girl is very sad and tender. But you have to notice one thing there, that her expression was sad and tender, but he saw nothing of bitterness or pain. No pain and bitterness. Why? Now Mrs. Thompson also may be behaving in a good way to the girl. So that is why there is no sign of bitterness and pain. At least she got a comfortable place. A deep drawn breath was followed by one of relief, as a weight lifted itself from his heart. So now Mr. Thompson, he also very much relaxed. That is why the author says, just like a weight lifted itself from his heart. So he was very happy and he was very much relaxed. Why? Because there is a good conversation going on between his wife and this poor girl. So there is a little change in the character and behavior of his wife. Then the next paragraph. His heavy tread above the kitchen brought his wife somewhat hurriedly from the room where she had been with Maggie. Joe thought it best not to refer to the child, not to manifest any concern in regard to her. So after entering to the room, he did not directly go to the room where Maggie was there. Once he entered the house, he did not went to Maggie's room. Instead of that, he went to kitchen. And after hearing the heavy tread means the footsteps. After hearing the heavy footstep, Mrs. Thompson, she came to kitchen in a hurried manner from the room where she had been with Maggie. So she understood that her husband came. So in a hurried manner, she came to kitchen. Joe thought it best not to refer to the child. So for a moment, Joe thought that it is better not to speak anything about the child and not to show any kind of manifest means to show any kind of concern towards the girl. So he continued the conversation with his wife, and he is not ready to ask anything about child. How soon will supper be ready? He asked. Right soon, answered Mrs. Thompson, beginning to bustle about. There was no asperity in her voice. So he asked, about the supper, when it will be ready. Then his wife said that very soon it will be ready, and she began to bustle about. Bustle means she became very busy to prepare supper for her husband. There was no asperity. Asperity means roughness. There was no roughness in her voice. After washing from his hands, face, the dust and soil of work, Joe left the kitchen and went to the little bedroom. So he washed his hands and face, or the dust, and then he went to the room where Maggie was. A pair of large bright eyes looked up at him from the snowy bed, looked at him tenderly, gratefully, pleadingly. So she was looking towards him with a tenderly, softness, and gratefully, very much thankful and pleadingly begging. How his heart swelled in his bosom. Bosom means the chest. How the heart swelled inside the chest. Why? Because he was very much happy, and by seeing the tender, grateful and pleading look of Maggie, a little girl, this person was very much happy. Why? These couples, Mr. Thompson and Mrs. Thompson, they were not having any children. So by seeing a child's behavior and appearance, then Mr. Thompson, he felt very happy. That is why the author says that his heart swelled in his bosom. Bosom means the chest side. So it filled with happiness. The heart filled with happiness. That is why heart swelled. The heart filled with happiness, because heart is the seat of all our emotions. With what a quicker motion came the heartbeats. Joe sat down and now for the first time examining the thin frame carefully under the lamplight, so that it was an attractive face and full of childish sweetness which suffering had not been able to obliterate. Obliterate means to destroy. So he understood that this girl, this poor child, is having an attractive face, and when he examined the girl in the lamplight, he understood that this girl has got an attractive face and she is having all the innocence of a child and the sweetness of a child, and any kind of pain and the suffering and such kind of pains could not destroy the sweetness and innocence of this poor girl. Obliterate means destroy. So all the sufferings, all the pains that the girl faced couldn't destroy or obliterate the sweetness and innocence of this poor child. Then now he is asking some questions to the girl. Your name is Maggie, he said, as he sat down and took her soft little hand in his hands. So he took the hands of Maggie in his hands and asked him about the name. Then she said, yes sir. Her voice struck a chord that quavered in a low strain of music. That means, chord means the string. That quavered means vibrated or shaked in a low strain of music, low melody voice. So that means in a low voice she said that, yes sir. Have you been sick long? Yes sir. What a sweet patience was in her tone. Has the doctor been to see you? So some general questions he is asking about the sickness and whether doctor was ready to see her. And then she says that, take next page, he used to come. So the doctor used to come and see her, but not lately. So Mr. Thompson asked whether he came recently. Then she said, no sir. Have you any pain? Sometimes, but not now. Joe Thompson asked whether any pain. Then she said that there is pain, but not now or at that moment. When have you pain? This morning my side ached and my back hurt when you carried me. This morning my side ached means there was pain. Ache means pain. There was pain, and when you carried me, that time also there was pain. It hurts you to be lifted or moved about. Yes sir. When someone carries you, then do you feel any kind of pain? Then she says that, yes. Your side, does it ache now? No sir. Does it ache a great deal? Yes sir. But it hasn't ached any since I have been on this soft bed. So he is asking about the pain that the girl is getting once she is carried by someone or while laying. Then she says that there is pain, but it hasn't ached any since I have been on this soft bed. Why? Because she is laying on a soft bed and she is saying that now there is no pain. The soft bed feels good. Oh yes sir, so good. What a satisfaction. Mingled with gratitude was in her voice. Mingled means mixed. So she was very much satisfied and mingled with gratitude, with all the thankfulness was in her voice. Satisfaction and thankfulness was there in the voice of this poor girl. So the rest of the story we will see in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.